Episode 6 of Day and Night. I don't have my mic muted this time. That's great. And I guess we're just gonna talk about Global first. We actually don't have any guests on today because Connie wanted to do a live call-in show. And then he decided to not show up, so that's kind of an issue. So mainly, this is gonna be me ranting to myself and attempting to get people to show up. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about Global first, just while I'm trying to buy time. So right now, global event-wise, we had the Lizard and the Blizzard event. It's not bad. It's the JP content that came out this year for JP's Christmas. And it's Undead is actually kind of hard for like kind of JP a bit. So when Global got it, it's like much harder, even though they have gotten like a lot stronger units. Yeah, so besides that, for the event, they got 2 of the free Christmas maids. They got Shizu, and they got Antoma as well. They didn't get looped for some reason. Alright, and then I'm just gonna drag in some people. So welcome. So right now we have Wolf, and then we have Dima from the server. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, so mainly right now I'm talking about the global event, but I can just put that aside. How are you guys doing? Yeah. Not a problem. Alright, cool. Nah, just saying hello and how you guys doing? Yeah, cool. Um, yeah, I was gonna say besides that we right now we only have like a few viewers, so don't feel too stressed. I'm gonna try to get the recording of this lit up. Cool. But yeah, normally we have like a flow to this podcast because I'm just asking people the opinions on the event. But since this is the official Akane special where he shows up but he doesn't actually show up, so he pitches an idea, he sets up everything, I get all the work, and he just bails on me, and I'm not mad at all. Okay, so yeah. So if you have a question, feel free to ask it, and I'll try to answer. And then we'll talk a bit more about some of the other Christmas stuff that's going on for both Global and JP. Okay. And also, Wolf, we're picking up something on your mic at the moment, like a bit of a clicking sound occasionally. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Cool. So then, yeah, it's kind of weird how we didn't get the tank loop for Christmas. I think Global just wanted to implement as much JP stuff as possible, but they didn't have time to kind of like iron out the finer details. And also, they don't have a few things like built in properly, right? Like a good example is Nazarick Nabro's not in the game, so her counter mechanic's not in there. So if they were to just add in Christmas loop, they'd have to get the whole counter mechanic in the game, right? And get it to like work properly. So that might be one of the issues, I'd say. And then yeah, the tank power creep might also be an issue because if you do introduce a tank with 200% provoke, then you've got like 4 or 5 other tanks that haven't come out yet that are just going to be worse, right? Why would people pull for it? So that's another good reason. Yeah, I have a few questions that people have been typing as well, and I'm going to address them. Feel free to chime in with some insight. Yeah. I think right now, I'm having a hard time capturing you guys on my Discord. One sec. Have you guys just tried talking right now? You got it?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll go over the questions real quick.
All right.
So the question is, pretty much you had asked why Christmas Loop wasn't out, right? And then
Yep.
that was it. And then hopefully all my audio issues should be fixed. I still
Okay.
wish that Akane was here because normally I would kind of
Talk with him.
yeah, I would get all this stuff wrinkled out. But since I'm doing it solo,
Okay.
I
Give
know
me a
when to
second.
I know when to bounce audio off of.
Yeah. Give me a second. I will. I pinged him. Let's see if he can
No,
see
he's
my
busy
pings.
right now.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think about the new Christmas relics that we got?
Which ones?
The twin the Aura Mora one that are now a lot of stronger that you guys put it in the SS tier for the global.
Hmm.
What do you think about that? Because I have it myself, so a lot of in my new raid, I'm doing a lot of more damage, but I think it for most likely a lot of people it's hard to obtain that relic.
Yeah. My opinion on the relic is that I feel it is a good relic. The speed minus you do notice if you do bring it into like a farming team or like into an
Yes.
extreme farming team, like you're gonna act last, and that's kind of a pain. And I'm not sure how effective it is for AoE farming, but like you're talking about just doing damage as like a raid relic. Yeah, it's really good. Honestly though, I'm not too worried because in JP on the 28th,
Yes.
they plan to buff all the original relics, and then we'll see how much that they'll buff them by will really depend on like how good this relic is gonna stay, right? Because right now it's like
Yes.
35% attack. It gives like a metric fuck ton of HP and attack and a bit of speed or like mid defense or whatever. But the thing is, other comparable relic is Symbol of the Guild, right? And right
Yes.
now, if they buff that, either if they buff the percentage to also 35%, or if they just buff the HP and attack stat by a lot, then the other relic won't seem so bad in comparison. So right now, I'm not too worried. We'll see the buffs coming out for all the old relics on the 28th, and if the buffs are good, then this relic will just be like a really good relic. If the buffs are bad, then this relic will still be like one of the best relics we've gotten in a long time. But lately, I feel like we have been getting good relics in the pool, in the gacha pool. Like Saint was always a good relic. Even like the stat block relic we got from the spa resort, right? So there have been a
Right.
few just good relics lately. This one just seems to have been like on a extreme high end.
Right.
Yeah.
Because when I used the relic and the raid on Nuzrik Aura, it was a lot of helpful for me, at least because it brings down Nuzrik Aura's speed down, so she wouldn't outspeed the buff, and of course I did more damage on the boss for the APs that I'm using for the raid.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, I think it's a really strong relic. People are just liking it, the new Clementine and stuff.
Yeah, true.
Mhm. Yeah. Besides that, we can talk about the global event. I was going on a bit of it before
Mm-hmm.
you guys joined, but like, yeah, no, we got Lizard in a Blizzard. It's the first
Yes,
global undead. I think it's like super challenging for global because this,
extremely challenging.
yeah, because this was built for JP units and like the level of JP content. So just walking in
True.
there, global got thrown for a loop, I'd say.
Yeah, true. Well, if I can say my opinion about it, the undead was extremely hard because most of our guys on our server don't have Christmas units. So eventually, having the old units that they have, they couldn't do it. So most of us had to either way join them or give them our units to fulfill even reaching the last wave. Because on the second waves, either way, every unit, no exception, Shizu, Entoma, Loop, all outspeed all units except for Nazir Clementine and, as far as I know, the Halloween Demiurge. But some of us use Nazir Pandora to just paralyze them, so we could finish it. Of course, the others just try to have the Christmas unit to give to others that they could actually, be helpful to them. But most of the time, the guys had the old tank like Mr. Solution or Nazarick Albedo. It didn't last long. The only tank that I saw that it lasted enough to the third wave, it was the Halloween Solution with her, of course, shielding skill and as well healing herself.
Mm, yeah. If we look at some of the questions that we got, we
Mm-hmm.
hear DatCC3 talking about how he had a lot of fun because you had to actually think to clear it, which is nice because a lot of the
True.
content in global has just been brain dead, and
True. I
yeah,
agree.
and then just mentioning how the Christmas Mare doesn't work on the undead because Mare has a regen that stacks, but global doesn't have that implemented, nor does it have the unit. So this undead is a bit weaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was also gonna talk about I did clear this with a global team on JP. So I
Yeah.
used Yada buff. He's still a really good debuffer. Really
True.
helps against the second wave, so that you can actually act before them because the speed cut is really good. And then I used Tank
Mm-hmm.
Albedo. She's still really solid. Wall of Jericho is super clutch, especially if you set it up walking into the next couple of waves, because then Iron's AoE that doesn't hit you, that gives you like a chance to
Mm-hmm.
breathe. It lets you tank some battle hit, some Entoma hits, which isn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then use Naz Loop. I think she's the best healer in the game, and she still probably is
Yes.
the best healer in the game. And without her, I feel like solo clearing it is actually really hard. And then I just
True.
used Christmas Shizu for DPS. At this point,
Mm-hmm.
you could run like any other DPS unit, like Clementine or like Christmas Naburo or even like Nazik Shizu. I think all of it would have just been fine, not the same.
True.
Mm.
Yes, I remember you were talking about that you will try with global units and JP to clear this undead.
Yeah.
But if I may say, the unit you used, besides I think Albedo, the Yellow Bear was buffed.
Not yet.
So
Yada Bayoff
no,
is getting
not
buffed
yet.
on the 28th.
Oh,
So this is
okay.
the last time I can
So
use him. Yeah. Same thing
yeah.
with
Well,
Nazik Loop. She's getting buffed as well. So
hmm
That's
That's
honestly.
good.
Oh, it's good, but that
But
means I can't run a global team unless I use like a lot
mhm.
more worse units. Like I had to use like Nazarick Mare as a healer, or I had to use like I need like a new debuffer. Like oh man, that's hard. I have to go poke Christmas Alberto, something like that.
Yes, yes. Well, you're right. But as our people said in the other times, they said always that the undeads were too easy, and I think this new undead from JP is actually very good, very fun, challenging. Because even for me, that has most of the relics in the game or from the gacha, I had also put 2 times in 2 days, many times to repeat it to get it solo done.
Yeah, it's good to get challenging stuff for sure. And
Agreed.
yeah, I think the issue was that we got a bit of power creep with global units, so global content never is challenging. But if they start just
True.
introducing JP content, then like the curve is a lot higher, I'd say. But like, yeah, it's doable. But right now, you do need really good units. Like, yeah, for sure, you need really good units.
Yes. Well, I heard that you guys have the event called Battle Zone. The Battle Zone is extremely hard, not
Yeah.
like the undead runs. And I agree with you. If eventually in global that we get Battle Zone, a lot of people or like myself would need different units or maybe stronger units to just clear it out. As far as I saw or asked people that playing JP, it says the Battle Zone is one of the hardest events for now.
Yeah, I also say like Battlezone is really fun content. It's actually like it is difficult. If Global got Battlezone right now, a lot of people would have issues, I'd say. But
Mm-hmm.
I think Global is very good at overcoming kind of like these difficulties because then they would just like do a multi like work together with other people, and they'll find cheese. I feel like even if it's difficult, they'll find a way.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, in this event, just the event, it was really painful to farm all the event coins for it because in global you see a lot of under level people bringing all sorts of stuff. I mean, I saw a level 1 Mare and level 60. It's even hard to clear the extreme or the hard part. I saw even when Eins and Christmas Albedo died in the extreme. So it's a lot of hard to tell people that at least they should try in the lobbies to bring at least not so much under level units.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. It's definitely a bit more like strict requirements to get like good clears. Um. In JP, I kind of like we have like better AOE farmers. Like we have fluters, we have like Naz Irons,
Mm-hmm.
and then they can clear the event just fine. But like we don't run into the issue of like getting some like a worse 4MP farmers. Like Christmas
Mm-hmm.
Stabro is the same in both versions. Like if you have like one in your team, like you're almost guaranteed to clear it for sure with how efficiency is with mana and stuff. But like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just like solo hamsters and stuff are like super depressing to get into, especially in global because you don't have as many like safe units to bring.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because it takes a lot of time to farm. Most likely because this undead, as you said yourself, is came just fresh from global. It didn't had any changes for us, so we pretty much were not really prepared for most likely the undead or the extremes because I myself lost probably countless times of the extreme hosting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just looking at stuff right now, I'm gonna answer some questions that we got in our chats too. Um,
Okay.
so question from the YouTube live chat is from Chronok. What's the new stuff for January? In global, we're probably gonna get the New Year's event rerun or like from JP. JP is probably just also going to get the New Year's rerun, and we're going to get a New Year's event. Expect New Year's units for JP, and expect Global to get Mare and Aura, and then the Relic. That's about it for January. More NazFest. Good times. And then we're getting close to the 1 year anniversary soon, in February-ish, or March. Well, it'd actually be in March, but like, we're getting close. And then a second question from YouTube is Vonco. Hey, the Guild Gems rewards will reset each week, and answer is I know, probably not. If they do, that'd be insane. I think the guild rewards would cap out for the guild, and then they'll just make more milestones in the future. But if it does reset, because I didn't read too much into it, then that would be insane, because you'd easily get like, if you grind it out, like 600 gems, 700 gems a week. And then we're just gonna go quickly talk about guilds, because we're just jumping all over the place today. So guilds are a new implemented system in JP. You can have 20 people in your guild. By completing quests and multiplayer, you get guild points, and then with enough guild points, you unlock a new banner and a symbol for your guild, and you also unlock emotes for the guild chat. Pretty much all the guilds is right now is getting guild points, getting rewards for getting guild points. If the guild gets rewards for getting guild points, you have an icon, you have a name, you have a description, and then you have a guild chat. And that's all that guilds is right now in JP. Nothing too much. And yeah. Besides that, the global side of Christmas, they got 2 units. They had Entoma Shizu. One's like, I'd say a really good DPS unit, neutral. I think like she's super good. She has sleep on her kit. She has sleep killer on her multi-hit. She has a really strong crit and physical attack buff. I say she's one of the better DPS units in the game. Some argue Nazarick Clementine's better, but I disagree. And then Entoma is a really good buffer. She has a huge attack and crit buff, plus a hit buff for 5 MP. One of the best buffer in the game, I'd say as well. The rest of her kit kind of sucks, including her passive, but buff's expensive. That's all I can say. It's a really good buff, but buff is expensive. And then same old Christmas units from last year. Nothing much else to say about global. Do you guys have any kind of opinions on how global is right now?
Well, I agree with you on the another Christmas. Entoma, she's a really good buffer. I switch my use in this raid with Christmas Entoma, and it's really expensive because you can only buff 2 times with her. But I say even if she is expensive, it's worth doing it because she's better buffer for now. Till we get, of course, different kind of units in the future, of course. But for now, she's one of the best buffer that I know of. And in the globals, for now, we are all waiting for the New Year event, as well as you said yourself. Hopefully, the 1 year anniversary that most of the guys are waiting for Nazarick Irons. To see if global would be different than how it was for JP that they got Nazarick Irons, or it would be the same, or it would be like paid stones instead of.
Honestly, like based off of global right now, I think global is gonna keep the Nazarick Fest banners all the same.
Okay, so your opinion is, as I said, just your opinion is we will get Nazarick Irons for 4K, 4,000 free gems, like any other Nazarick so far.
Yeah. If they don't do that, then Crunchyroll is scummy. That's it. This is their time to show their character, and either they're gonna be scumbags and change it, or they're gonna stand by what they've been doing. And I think if they do, then the player base is gonna be happy because it's just they're consistent, right?
Right.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna go jump to some questions from the Discord.
For
Yeah,
sure.
no, this entire podcast episode would have gone a lot better, I'd say, if there was a bit more planning and people showing up. All right, so first question is from Mug. It's just like a troll post. Summer Shizu to SS tier when? The correct answer is when they buff Summer Shizu by like a hell of a ton. It's because she doesn't really do anything that like you want in a unit. Like the 50% attack cut we already get as an AoE on some newer units. So unless like the attack cut is 80% attack cut on like 2 mana single target, she's gonna need a lot more work. The next question is from Diablo Gomez, and it's how do you feel about the game in a whole, and what do you think they can change or improve? So for me, I'm just gonna talk about JP because global can just end up being JP in like 8 months, and then like I'll wait like another 8 months to change to what JP changed to in 8 months. So like global's just gonna catch up perpetually. So right now I think the game is fine. I like how they added guilds because that is a stepping stone to making better kind of like multiplayer content, right? Right now it's like just the bare bones it exists, so that's fine. But as long as they keep on improving the system, I feel like guilds will be like a really nice function and a bit core to the game in the future. Um, yeah, what do I think they can change or improve? I'd say mainly yeah, no, upgrade the guilds, keep making like more diverse content, like more battle zone. um I could always use more free stones, you know. So I wouldn't mind that either. And then I also see like maybe just like streamline the game so that it doesn't take so long to load, because lately I have been noticing that my load times have been higher than they used to be. So there's that. And then I think that's about it. How about you guys?
Well, for improvements, I would like if JP would eventually put a chatting system in when you host for multiplayer, so you could talk with your friends or talk with the people that join, or at least add a kick button if you have a problem with a under level unit, you could kick, or because and JP, I'm pretty sure most of the guys don't do that, but in global, most likely a lot of people join with underlevel units and they make a mess of the host or anything that could happen. So it would be pretty much good to have in chat or at least a kick button. Eventually, if the guild will be more like guilds, you could do missions with your friends, or you will have smaller missions or smaller events just for guilds, so stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I agree. Um, Looking more into kind of what we got here. Dima from earlier, even though his mic's not working right now, he asked why I think Nazarick Shizu's better than Christmas Shizu's better than Nazarick Clementine. I think because Christmas Shizu she hits neutral. That's it. Well, that's not just it. That's she hits the highest multi-hit out of all the multi-hit units in the game, right? And this is on JP. So she hits higher than like Dancing Whip. She hits
Nazarick Shizu.
No, Christmas Shizu. She hits higher than Nazarick Shizu. Because even if Nazarick Shizu hits 7 hits, Christmas Shizu in her 4 hits more percentage wise. She does the more damage than a 7-hit Nazarick Shizu. She does more damage than like Aura Dancing Whip. She does more damage than like all the other multi hits we have, and all her skills are good. Her first skill is single target sleep, right? So
Right.
that's utility. There's only 2 other units that have sleep, so that's kind of weird. But like so yeah, that'll let you buy time. Plus, you can actually combo it with it's a 2-turn sleep. So first turn, you use it. You can charge to get more mana back, or you can whatever. so you can buff your units, have a kind of a break. Second turn, you can use her multi-hit, which actually has a 400% sleep killer on the first hit. So you're nuking for a lot of damage. I think that's really strong. And then her other skill is one of the best single target buffs in the game for like an attacker, which is attack and crit on high percentages at like a 2 MP cost. So like that's just really good. Nazarick Clem does have her own set of buffs, but like it feels like one is the elemental buff and the other is just like the damage buff. So it's like it's not bad, but like it's not anything you want together at the same time. And the reason I think Naz Clem is super good as a unit is her low cost for her skill being 3 MP. If it was 4 MP for that skill, she'd be a lot worse than she is. But it's 3 MP, so that's really strong and that's really good. But yeah, I also like the fact that Shizu, like I said, hits neutral. I think that matters on stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, that means she's consistent, but that means Nazarick Clem could hit higher highs and lower lows. Yeah. And then on Discord, Uni asks, what is your opinion on using ults to revive in hard missions like Battle Zone and get 3 stars? I think it's kind of scummy. Like, I like it. It gives an option for people to attempt to clear it with like low units and stuff, but like realistically some of the clear rewards is no revives, but like people circumvent it by using someone else to revive, not the main account. So like I think it's a bit scummy and like not like the way you're supposed to do it. But like I'm not gonna fault people who do it because like they just don't have as strong units, right? Because this is meant to be a challenge for like late game players. That's all. Yeah, besides that, we can talk about some JP stuff, because that's normally, by this point in the show, we move on to some JP
it's
topics.
alright. I have a question. For the new New Year's Eve for JP, do you think, in your opinion, you guys get a stronger unit than Christmas Albedo or Nose Guys? Of course, from your perspective.
So, you mean like the New Year's units?
Like maybe like New Year units, or it would be the 3rd anniversary for JP, if I remember correctly. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, it's on your opinion, you guys will get a stronger unit than Nazarick Hines or Christmas Albedo?
Nah. I think they'll be as good as like the twins are. The twins are really good units, the Christmas twins. So I think the New Year's units are just gonna be as good as the Christmas twins. So yeah, they're gonna be like S tier, A tier, maybe SS tier. But like, I don't think they're gonna be like as good as Naofumi, as good as Nazarick Irons. They're probably gonna go do like a niche that they're really good at, and that's it.
Well, true.
Yeah. Yeah, besides that, JP's pretty much almost at the same as Global. We have Lizard of Blizzard ending on the 28th. We had a bunch of banners with all the Christmas units. And the only difference is we have Christmas Loop. She's a really good tank, 200% provoke, flame counter skill, good mitigation on her taunt, 50% for the 4 turns. So I think she's just better tank than Tank Irons. And then yeah, no, we just got the same kind of content right now. Nothing unique.
I think the only thing that was besides Loop was also Christmas Aura and Christmas Mario, since we in Global didn't get those two.
Yeah, we talked a bit about the twins last week, and it's pretty much Aura's really good, right? Farmer, good single target, really high attack stat for an enhancer, very Enri-esque. And then Mare, good AoE heal, has a strong attack buff tied to it, attack and crit, the best like offensive buffs you can kind of ask for. And then you've got the single target regen, stackable 5 turns, up to 36% at 3 stacks. Really strong. The regen is better than a single target heal once you hit 3 stacks. 2 MP cost, so super cheap. Nothing else to say.
Right.
Just really strong units. Yeah.
I have a question for you, if you don't mind. What do you think if World Global would have released Christmas Loop right now, and eventually we will also get the Shield Hero? Will make any difference for our players to have Christmas Loop now and not to pull for like Shield?
Alright, so if Christmas Loop had come out, she'd be the best tank in the game, and every other tank to come out would be worthless. Not worthless. It's just they'd be more awful. It's because the 200% provoke is a big deal compared to 150. It's just that much more reliability in a tank, and what you need your tank to do is actually get aggro reliably. So I think that's super huge. Her reduction is 50% reduction, which is like the best among all the tanks, except for Ainz, but Ainz is a stack. Same thing with Naofumi's. So I think she's like overall the most solid tank that we've had right now. I still believe Naofumi is better though. It's just because 200% provoke is really reliable, but cover is absolute, as long as you're above the 30% HP threshold. So there's that. I still feel Naofumi is a better tank. He has 80% reduction stacks, 4 on a skill that he can spam because it's free MP cost. You don't need to be spamming it though. He also has the physical magic stack on himself and an ally, so you can protect your allies from AoE moving into the 3rd wave. I think that's really good. He also has a really solid debuff on a single target enemy, so he kind of does anything you'd want in a tank, and that's amazing. And I feel no other unit can beat that is out at the moment. Even though Loop is really good, she is still not as good as Naofumi.
I think Cicitri asked you a question.
Yeah. So in the Discord, I'll just pop back to the question, and it's only problem with Naofumi is that he can get penalized stun sleep. Yeah, so that's an issue with any tank in the game. Anyone can get paralyzed, stunned, and sleep. And then if that's gonna happen to any other tank, then it's like it's a universal weakness. that's pretty much it. Like you can't really say like, oh, his weakness is getting stunned. Like everyone's weakness is getting stunned. So like yeah,
Or
you can't
paralyzed or getting sleep.
Yeah, you can't really change that unless you run resistance relics. And then you could just run that on anyone else, right? So it's like, yeah, it's a shame when that happens, but like if it happens, it happens, and you just gotta kind of keep going.
So eventually, in your opinion, Naofumi will eventually be the best tank, even better than Christmas Loop, because of his aggravate as well for cover. Because for now, in JP, we don't have any more tanks or units that have a passive that is cover.
Yeah, that CC3 does mention that provoke still works while you're asleep and like paralyzed and stuff. That is also true, but then there's like also the issue of you can't defend and then you're gonna get beat on, which is nice because if you sleep and you get hit, you wake up. But then, like, you're probably going to take full damage that turn, so, that is an upside, though. I do agree with, the provoke being nice while you're awake. I still feel like Naofumi is a bit better, though, because, even then, he could have set up, like, physical magic walls on your allies, so even if he's not taking the hit, like, they'll be immune to, like, a few hits. And then, your healer should still be doing their job, keeping alive everyone, and the buffer debuffers should also be creating that difference too. Because in a traditional comp, you have your tank, which is Naofumi, you have your buffer debuffer, which I normally run Nazarick Ainz, and then you have your healer, normally Nazarick Loop, then you can have your attacker. And I'm just gonna say Nazarick Demiurge, because he's one of my favorite units of all time. So even if, let's say, Naofumi gets like paralysis, right? Like if he had done his job correctly, which ideally they should be with your team, some people will have a stack of immune, right? And then your debuffer will have debuffed the enemy, so that even if your units that aren't your tank get hit, they're not going to get hit as much. And then you also have your healer, and she will keep people alive. And everything should still run semi-smoothly if your tank is down. Because that's the whole point of a traditional comp, is to kind of mitigate like the difficulty of unit and keep everyone alive. Yeah. Yeah, the only unlucky thing is if your Naofumi gets paralysis 6 turns in a row, yeah, then that's a run wipe. And then realistically, if your regular tank got paralysis 6 turns in a row, then that's also probably going to be a run wipe as well. So that's kind of it. I still don't feel like the issue's too big. A question from Chronok from the YouTube is, how long till Global gets the Shield Hero banner? My estimation, 7 months. Calling it from this date. So what now? December 24th? Yeah, no, July. Then Ernie asks, what collab do you think will be next in JP? Do you think reruns are possible? Collab in JP, next one, that's hard. I personally want them to do like a bumfuck really old one, but because like I enjoyed Slayers, but like no one else knows what the fuck Slayers is. So I don't know, man. Maybe one of the new isekai shows we got, like maybe Slime. Yeah, maybe like Misfit Demon King Academy. Maybe like the Wise Sage's grandson. There's a lot of isekai stuff right now. So I think High School DxD would be hilarious. Any good fantasy trope really. And then do you think reruns are possible? No, I don't think reruns are possible. That's like really cruel, but like nah man, I think it's one and done. And yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I think I caught up with all the questions, and we are, I don't know, we're good like 46 minutes in. I guess kind of wrap up with JP. JP is doing good, guilds are getting better. Units are really strong. We can only see what else will come in the future. And I think, what is it? We have New Year's coming up. We also have Anniversary coming out. So a lot of exciting stuff in JP's foreseeable future. Global is pretty much just following JP's roadmap and getting stuff a bit earlier. So that's a thing. Wolf, you have anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good. I just wanted to thank you for all the things that you're doing, answering all the questions, no matter how it is or how stuff people ask you. And I wanted to personally thank you because you take your time and help us in Global or JP just to get the right unit, get the right relics, and you have all the, even if you're busy with a lot of stuff that I know that you do, you take your time and help us, everyone. So I just wanted to thank you for this. That's it for me.
Alright, cool, thank you very much. But yeah, so I think this might just wrap up this podcast. It's a bit shorter, and I'm not even sure if this episode is going to be on my YouTube. I am going to try to edit it as much as I can and post it. Yeah, hopefully next time we do a live Q&A, my co-host will show up, and we can iron out all the smaller issues we had this time. Besides that, thank you all for watching live, and then hopefully yeah, we can do this again in the future. Podcasts will be on the regular time, is every second Saturday. So normally it would have been on the 26th, but it's not because we decided to do a Christmas special. But next podcast be 2 weeks, Saturday, same time, same place, and then yeah. To those living in earlier time zones, Merry Christmas. To those living in close to my time zone, Merry Christmas Eve, right? And yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for watching.